So here we go. This is, I've started the recording, and this is design 330. It's the lecture for Thursday the 15th. And we're going to talk again about our HVAC system. And we're going to talk about schedules, tags, and sheets and how you can work with those. If I get done with those, then I'll be able to answer some specific questions. But I need to kind of go over these a little bit. So here is a little model. There's not that much in it. I've got some things here. This is my architectural model. So I'm going to go into my power. Where's my HVAC? Here we go. HVAC. My 3D view for HVAC, and you can see kind of what my system looks like. There's an air handler, some ducting. Don't worry about all these weird things. I'm just playing around. It's got some terminals, and we want to be able to make our view of it. So here we are, and I'm going to put it down into course view. I'm going to hide my elevation views by category. Let's see what my crop region looks okay. And the next thing I need to do before I start doing a whole bunch of annotations, by the way, this thing here means that there's a tube going up and down. This means there's a reducer. This means there's an air terminal that has 4-way on it. This means it's a reducer. This means a cap. So you don't really have to know a lot about these symbols, but hopefully you're kind of checking it out a little bit. So I want to be able to show the annotations. So I'm going to duplicate this view and give it a name. And actually, I can look at it. It won't matter. I'll call it, I don't care what level I am, and I'll call it Mech Zone 1 as an example. Okay? Now, I know that's going to go onto a sheet, and I don't have any sheets yet. So I'm going to right click and put in a new sheet, and I have to load because this is a huge one. That's E size, 30 by 42. That's too big. So way at the bottom, there are title blocks, and I've told you that you need to use the 11 by 17. And the reason I'm doing this is your annotations have to be sized right for the piece of paper. And what did I do there? I thought I made that view. Where's my view? Oh, there it is. So I'm going to pull this in and just see how it looks. And I'm going, well, that's a little too big because I know I need 2 of them on here. So when I click on that, I can come back in and I can pick another one. 3/16 sequence. Oops, wrong way. See, I always go the wrong way. Probably a lot like you. 3/30 seconds. And I want to pick, there we go. Now look, this can be kind of hard to get this to line up right. I'm going to bring that over. I select just it, and then I can move it over. If I just click on that, it's hard for me. Yeah, okay, I'm going to select it. Then I get that. Okay, now it looks like if I bring this down a little bit, I'll have room to write some stuff. And I'll be able to see how big it is. Now, I'm not going to write it on my sheet. I want to write it over here where I know what's going on. So we looked at tags and things, but I'm going to do it again. Annotation, tag by category, click, and I see that there is a tag, but it doesn't say what I want it to say. So I double click, edit the family, click, edit the label. And then I can start making what I want to show up on there. And often it's like description or family. I think we had elevation. And I put EL. Something like that. And I do this break thing. And I might even put in comments. And that's where I can put the tons if it's not showing up. And I can load that into the project. And all of a sudden, so my description didn't tell me enough. So description was the wrong choice. So I have to get rid of description, and maybe it's family name or something like that, or the Omni class title. But I'll put in the family name. And then I can move that up. And I forgot to put in my break symbol. There we go. And then if I need to list the tons, I can do so. Just trying to make this look nice. And here I can put in my comments, 2.5 ton, something like that. Isn't that cool? I think it's cool at least. Okay, so now I've got that, and that's what I want to show you, is that we have this ability to look at like air handling units and tag these things. So if you look over here, I wanted to talk about tags. Now I want to talk about schedules and where are those going to go and how do those work. Okay, so schedules are done under analyze, and it's schedules and quantities. And one of the things is you need to do air terminal schedule. And that should have how many, again, the elevation, the flow, and what it's called. So probably family and type. But you can play around to get this to look well. And this is cool. So that's kind of neato looking. Air terminal schedule. I've got all these things. Okay, so the question is, how about for zone 3 because it's big? Are you allowed to put 2 air handling units up there? And the answer is yes. If you would rather put 2 small ones instead of 1 large one, you can do that. In general, that's a little bit more expensive because you have to do 2 sets of bracings and things like that. But it can be, they can be more efficient if you size them down. But they get more efficient the bigger they get. So you could put a 3-ton or a 4-ton or a 5-ton up there if you need to, but it is certainly often the case that you can put more than 1 air handler up there. So that's a very good question. So now I'm going to go ahead and edit this a little bit more. So these all look okay. I can filter these if I want to. So that's okay. But the main thing is sorting. I really don't need to see every one. I want to be able to break it down by groups. So that's important. And formatting, I can think about this whether I need to say CFM for all of these or not. They're always going to be CFM. So I can go to this flow and I can go to the field format and I can undo this project setting and I can say, don't write the symbols. Okay. But put it up here in the name. CFM. And then on the appearance, in general, I uncheck this blank row. Well, that's cool looking. So that's how you would make an air terminal schedule. And you can make these, look better as you look at these and formatting. You might make them all, make some of these centered. Probably this one can be centered. Cool. And you can even look on here on sorting and grouping, formatting from level 1. Okay, so you can do this for air terminals, you can do it for duct fittings, and you can do it for your mechanical equipment. Okay, now I want to show you on the mechanical equipment one. So let me make a new one now for mechanical equipment. Analyze, way down here, mechanical equipment. And I'll put in the count and the elevation from level, family and type. That'll be enough for now. You can put more in later on if you want to. But now, sometimes you'll have other pieces of mechanical equipment. So I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. Sometimes you're going to have other pieces of equipment. And if you want this one to be your air handler schedule, you want to get rid of the ones that don't say air handler. That's under filter. So I'm going to filter by family. Oops, that should have family and type. Fields, family and type. It should have family and type in there. Filter. I don't know why it's not giving. Oh, family and type needs to be my second one. So let me come back into here. Move that up. Go to my filter. Filter. Why is that not doing that? That's really interesting. That should let me filter by family and type also. Fields, family and type. I don't know why that's not giving me that. I should be able to filter by family and type. Let me go ahead and see if there's something else I can put in there. description, family. Let me put in, boy, I don't know why I'm having so many problems with this. Family, add that in. Okay. And let's see if it'll let me filter by that. I have no clue why I can't filter that. I should be able to select just those, but that's where you're going to do it. So I'll work on that a little bit more to show you, but you can kind of like make the other ones not show up by using that filter command. But I don't know why it's right now it's only letting me filter by elevation and level. But if you have multiple pieces of equipment in there, it'll let you do that by the family and type also. Okay, so that's a little bit about your tags. I want to make sure that you know how to put the different sheets in and how to put those on. So you want your sheets okay, you want your sheets to have the correct numbers. These are going to be M01 or M02 or M03, 0.1 or 0.2 or 0.3. And then in the name section, it's what are the M01s? They're plan views. The owner is going to be your name. And the project name is going to be the course, Design 330. So that's what I'm looking for. Okay, on each of these. And I've given you the list of what to put on what sheets. So you can just follow this as you go along. Okay? And so to do that, you're just going to take a snip. Do take a snip of the whole sheet, but you don't need the outside border. You just need the sheet itself. Something like this would be fine. Okay? And so that's what you're going to be looking at for what to put in for each sheet in the submittal. So there we go. Those are the things that I was looking for to make sure that you know how to do schedules, tags, sheets. So at that point, we've showed you how to do your layout of where the air terminals go, how to place air terminals, how to place ducting, how to do these other things. So I want to show you one more thing, and that's some sizing. For the fields, well, so you want to be able to say what type it is. So that's usually family and type. So it should be count, family and type, and that elevation again. Count, family type, or family type and size. Partly I'd like you to just kind of get in there and look at those and kind of see what they're like. But usually there's almost always count, family and type, and then sometimes there's size or description or something like that. And then I also always like to put in the elevation if you're able to. So for the duct schedule, that's what you would be looking to do. So let's see if I can do one really quick here. New schedule, duct fittings, D, duct fittings, count, family and type, elevation, level. Do they have size in here? Let's see what it says for size. That may be useful. Yep. So the size is a really good one to put in there. Okay. And then when you filter it, like you could filter it for size. So let's say I only want things that are greater than 12.5. Huh. Isn't that cool? Because it looked for the 12. I don't want that, but that's the case. That's how the filter works. And the formatting, that looks pretty good. Sorting and grouping, I probably don't want to itemize them all. Ooh, no, it looks like I am going to have to itemize them all. Each one has enough difference. I'm surprised that did that on the itemize. There's something wrong with my family and type thing. That should not have itemized them into each one. But this is fine like this. So that's what your duct schedule is going to look like. So let me come over here and I'm going to show you another really, really cool thing. And this is just to know about. I'm going to go into my 3D view again. I'm going to call up in the views another really interesting thing called the system browser. And I'm going to look at my mechanical system supply air. And this shows me all the cool stuff that's in there. And it even highlights it for me. See how that highlights it? That's my mechanical air. And that highlights this one. Look at the diffusers. It's highlighting each one. So that's kind of cool. And it lets me know what my total airflow is. Oh, this is so neat. So there's a few other things that we can do from here. We can show disconnects of ducting. Oh, and look, I see, I forgot to cap that end. So let me cap that end. That one got fixed. And it says I don't have my return air system put in. So that's okay. But I'm going to click on this again, and I can do what's called a system inspector that lets me know how much flow is in each one of these. And you don't have to worry about red or blue or whatever. It's just giving me cool information. Is that awesome or what? It really, really is cool. So I can do a system inspect. I can, if I highlight a bunch of these items, it lets me size my ducting. Click for, there's that 700 feet per minute. Click. Now, that looks okay though. So that's how big I need my stuff to be. And I go, oh, I got a little bit of a problem here. So I might think about how I can do a reconnection here because it looks kind of ugly, but that just automatically sized it for me. Is that the coolest thing you've ever seen? It just did the sizing for, and sometimes there's some little things that kind of get in the way. That little fitting right there is kind of a weird fitting. And so I might want to play with that fitting and kind of fix it a little bit. Now when I do my system inspector, it says I've got 3,000 CFM going through there. And Here I've got 1,000, 2,000. So it's really cool. And it tells me my velocity, I think. Pressure, static pressure. No, it's not showing my velocity. I think red is a little bit under 700 and blue is 700 or above. Isn't that cool though? And I can also, if I finish that and I pick this piece of pipe, I think it tells me the flow rate inside that piece of pipe. 500. This is really powerful stuff when you start exporting to your engineers. This is super, super powerful for them. So you don't have to be able to do this, but you should know about it. Okay, so I think it's critical that you know about it, and it would be great if, results manager, let's see, so I can do disconnects, I can do my duct system, and what else can I do in my check duct systems? There we go. Oh, and a pressure loss report. Oh my gosh, here's a huge report like the HVAC report. That gives me tons of information. For every fitting, it gives me the velocity, it gives me the pressure, tells me how long it is, tells me what my pressure loss is in the section. This is a report that is super, super powerful to give to engineers. And it also lets you figure out where your big pressure losses are. Okay, and what little pieces have them. But look at this, we did pretty good. 690, 630. This is a little bit high right here. I don't know what. Oh, that's a little bit high because over here it comes out at a certain size, and you push it through really hard and fast in that little area. So cool. Isn't that neat? I'm just amazed with that's possible. So we can get pressure loss reports. We can inspect our system. We can find out if we have little places that are accidentally disconnected. And I can do this for each of my mechanical systems. Just good stuff to know how to do. You do not need to be a professional at this. You need to know that it exists. And if you want to play with it, we can do that a little bit. Okay, so that is actually the sum total of the lecture for today. So I'm going to stop recording now.